I sort of feel like I was pitched a softball question this week, one that was not difficult for me to answer. Books that have made you cry. Those who know me know that I am sort of a marshmallow of a man. I cry at phone books. I'm sort of like if somebody had de-venomed Alexander Woollcott. In fact, every year, Lori and I watch The Man Who Came to Dinner around Christmas time. It's my favorite Christmas movie, and inevitably sometime in watching it she will turn to me and say, "This Sheridan Whiteside character is just like you, except meaner." Smart Alec, The Wit, World, and Life of Alexander Woollcott by Howard Teichman. Alexander Woollcott is not only one of my favorite figures in literary history, he's one of my favorite figures in all of history. Biography is a really easy genre, I find, to make you cry, because so often you are either reading it because it's a person that you hate or because it's a person that you love. And if it's a person that you love, the biography is going to continue to mount evidence of reasons why you already loved this figure until the end. And any true biography has the same ending. Lori is reading right now Till We Have Faces by C.S. Lewis, which is a book that makes me cry, not so much for sentimental reasons. It emotionally annihilates me. It is an awesome book in the original sense of the word, and I cried so much over the awe part of that book. To continue to prove what a marshmallow of a man I am, Goodbye, Mr. Chips by James Hilton. And the first thing I thought of when I received this question, every year I read A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens to Lori out loud in the month of December. And I always find myself crying at the same parts, even though I know that they're coming. Jacob Marley's describing his torments, the Ghost of Christmas Present, some of the Tiny Tim part. I don't need to tell you what parts of A Christmas Carol you cry during. It's rare that a postmodern book will make me cry, but House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski is a psychic abyss of a book which you look into and the abyss looks back into you. The darkness of existence is infused. I almost want to sit a little further away from it. Is infused through this book. All of which sounds like I'm not recommending it, but I highly recommend it to every human being. It is a wonderful book. And without a doubt, In Cold Blood by Truman Capote, which chronicles a horrific event through to its end, several points of which are just heart-wrenching. If you're going to make a list of the best books of the 20th century and you don't have this in your top 5, you are discrediting your own list. And also in the realm of biography, Capote by Gerald Clark is the gold standard of Truman Capote biographies, but certainly also Truman Capote by George Plimpton, which is a collection of interviews with people who knew the man. Capote is a difficult figure, sort of a prickly figure in some ways, but I identify with him so deeply because of the trajectory that he took and the trajectory that I was on as a young person, specifically injudicious choices that drive away all of your friends and loved ones, the loneliness that follows, the experiencing of the most horrific experiences available in life and always carrying that with you, coupled with a self-destructive course of intoxicants, which unfortunately Capote saw through to its end. I was derailed on that same journey. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, I don't have a copy that you can read, but read the cover. You can read this, certainly, by Victor Hugo, is one of the greatest books about human nature ever written. I can't recommend it highly enough. I can't exclude Ray Bradbury, probably the master of pulling my emotional strings, and Fahrenheit 451 is one of his greatest, but I have cried reading so much of Ray Bradbury. Such a wonderful, wonderful author. We should also cover the realm of theater, that form of literature. Angels in America, which I sort of have brought out to bring the bragging rights that I have an autographed copy, is one of the greatest plays of the last 30 years, without a doubt. And another one that I don't have a copy of outside of an anthology is Our Town by Thornton Wilder. I've never been able to read it or see a production of it without crying a great deal. Granted, I've never seen a bad production of it, and I'm given to understand that those are out there. And we will end with The Bard. So many productions I've seen that have elicited tears from me. Julius Caesar, Hamlet, and one sublime production by the Royal Shakespeare Company when I was in Stratford of The Winter's Tale, which subsequently became one of my favorite Shakespearean plays. So there is a very partial list of some of the books that have made me cry. You may want to check them out yourself and see if they make you cry. And then report back.